So here we are on the TSA website. Security screening, what can I bring? Let's just type in medical marijuana. Carry-on bags, yes. Checked on bags, yes. So what happens if the TSA stops you for medical marijuana possession in a state where it's legal? Alright guys, for starters, I am not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. This is just the research that I've done. Alright, so now that that's out of the way, this is Dr. Andrioni from Cannabis Doctors of Florida. If you haven't seen the first video about traveling with medical marijuana yet, I suggest go watch that and then come back. Alright, so let's say you did watch the first video and then completely ignored it. So what would happen if the TSA stopped you for medical marijuana possession in a state where it's legal? It's funny, on 4/20/2019, the TSA did share this Instagram post. That basically states, look, we're here to have a good time. We want you to get to your destination safely. If we happen to find that you are carrying medical marijuana, we do have to pass you off to the local law enforcement. The TSA website also includes some equally conflicting information. So here we are on the TSA website. Security screening, what can I bring? Let's just type in medical marijuana. Carry-on bags, yes. Checked on bags, yes. So if we look further into it, TSA does say marijuana and certain cannabis-infused products, including some CBD oil, remain illegal under federal law except for products that contain no more than 0.3% THC on a dry weight basis or that are approved by the FDA. The TSA screening procedures are focused on security and are designed to detect potential threats to aviation and passengers. So accordingly, TSA security officers do not search for marijuana or other illegal drugs, but if any illegal substances are discovered during security screening, TSA will refer the matter to a law enforcement officer. The final decision rests with the TSA officer on whether an item is allowed through the checkpoint. So that's good to know. If they happen to see this, they'll have to report it, but if they don't see it, they're not going to report it. So back to the question at hand. So what happens if the TSA stops you for medical marijuana possession in a state where it's legal? Well, according to the police who operate out of LAX, apparently not much, and that's because it's not a crime at the state level. In addition to that, representatives from the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport said if passengers have the proper documentation, medical marijuana is allowed. However, this may not be the case if you go fly somewhere else. For example, Orlando International Airport is very strict relative to Fort Lauderdale or LAX. The Greater Orlando Aviation Authority Board has issued an anti-marijuana policy to avoid any potential conflicts with the Federal Aviation Authority Board, which happens to provide grants for Orlando International Airport. If they want to continue receiving these grants, the airport has to comply with all federal regulations. It's been said that the Orlando Police Department will take no action in the event that someone is lawfully carrying medical marijuana in accordance with Florida statute. At the end of the day, it really seems to boil down to if the state is rec or legal for cannabis, if the airport is receiving federal grants, and if the TSA person is cool. This is like a plus or minus, but it still technically counts. If wherever you're stopped at is legal for medical or recreational marijuana, this will heavily weigh on the impact of the outcome of whatever happens. However, this could change, and this is not absolute, so whatever happens, please be careful. Worst case, just don't travel with it. If you still insist on bringing medical marijuana with you when you travel, I hope Stevie Wonder's on your side. Nah, but for real, I hope this video helped. If you learned something or you like the content that I'm putting out, finally smash that like button and subscribe. So the next couple of videos that I'm going to be making for you guys are really going to be based on terpenes, the certificate of analysis, and how to use these things to our advantage. If there is something that you would like to learn about, leave those topics down in the comments, and if they are appropriate, I will definitely do a video on them. I'm open to all suggestions. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.